Hello and welcome to another episode of the Jacked and Lean Under 10 Minutes podcast, a podcast designed to bring you high value information in a short period of time so you can get on your way to being jacked and lean. Today we have our first Q&A episode. So we dropped a box in our gym for the members to put questions in, and we're going to run through some of those for you guys. We got a lot of great questions ranging from nutrition to training to lifestyle type stuff. And we're going to do kind of a different podcast on each as we've segmented a few of those different questions. Today is going to be a bit more of like a lifestyle Q&A, and we're excited. We got some good questions in here. So let's start off with the first one. How to maintain social relationships while bulking, cutting?
Yeah, this is a super great question. So a concept that has worked really well for me and Jack over the years in every season of our life is that the plan comes first. So we plan everything around what we both individually need to do with our plan. So whether that's training, getting our cardio in, our sleep, what we're eating. And so, yeah, kind of using that as our filter. I would also say that with social relationships, it shouldn't matter what goal you're working toward, but food is really just food. And yeah, just try not to be so food focused. Enjoy the company, enjoy the people and the relationships that you are building and that you have in your life.
There's going to be a lot of like really kind of basic tips you could probably search on social media. Like the first one is like, do things that don't revolve around food. Eat ahead of time. And that's, another one we might talk about a little bit later here. Like eat before you go to the event or whatever it may be. But really in principle, guys, and this is how we coach people, is you are the sum of the people you surround yourself with, number one. Okay, so if you're, a lot of people you hang out with like to drink and stay out late and make bad decisions, like is that really supporting your goals? So you need to first off and foremost think, what types of social relationships am I trying to maintain and why am I trying to maintain them? Now, there's something you said about like giving back and not always just taking, but like what energy is that relationship giving you back as well? If it's stressing you out because they want to do stuff that's completely off your plan all the time, is that someone you really want to spend your time with? Okay. And then the second kind of part of that is if the people that you're around don't support your goals, and no matter what your goals are they the type of people that you want to be around? These people should support your goals. If they're your friends, family, whatever, they should support you no matter what you're doing. And so it shouldn't be that hard to maintain a healthy eating and training and sleep schedule with the types of people you hang out with. If they're forcing you to go off plan and making you feel bad about being off plan or making fun of you for bringing your meal or making you feel bad for not eating when you're at the restaurant, again, are those the type of people that you want to be around? So that's really the biggest question we challenge our clients to answer is like, why do you want to maintain this particular? We don't want you to be some bodybuilding hardo who like can't integrate the stuff into their life. That's not what bodybuilding is about. It's about integrating bodybuilding into your life. And that does include maintaining social relationships. Again, it's just that balance of like, I have a goal and this is not something most people want to do. So you need to understand there is going to be initially a little bit of friction as you figure that out. And part of it just comes down to like being around the people that support your goals. Did I answer that?
Second question, any tips on keeping a level head while bodybuilding and being in school?
This is something we have some personal experience with, right? Because we met because
Yeah,
at the gym.
We both went to the U. We were the college gym rats. For me, it was something that kept me grounded through school. It was kind of my outlet. And I think this was when I started developing consistency in the chaos. I was able to focus on my training and eating and all of that while I was in school, and that kept me like level-headed. So I would say
the bodybuilding keeps you level-headed.
Exactly.
Right?
Like use it to your advantage and kind of base all of your decisions off of, what goal you're working toward with your bodybuilding goals. And then a second thing I would say is that this is the time that you get to be selfish with your goals. So use it wisely. And
you're trying to build your like professional career, and why not build your physique at the same time? There's going to be things that come up in your life that are going to suck time and energy and everything and focus away from you. And right now you have the luxury to like focus on it
like
for yourself.
any distractions that you have while you're in school, like if you're in college, you're like a 20-year-old, whatever, is really distractions that you're choosing. So like be honest with yourself, be accountable to the decisions that you're making.
It's pretty crazy how much time I think we wasted that we thought we didn't have. And now that you have like stuff going on like kids and businesses and like real adult responsibilities, I look back and I'm like, man, I thought I had so much going on. And I get it. Some of you like probably work and you have school and you need to make it to the gym, and it seems like a lot because it's more than what you've dealt with before. And that's the perspective part of life, is like you just haven't gained that perspective yet. So here's us telling you that like you're eating, sleeping, and training like a healthy human should be something that is always a part of your life, which keeps you grounded.
And it's
Nail
so
that now.
important to build those habits earlier on in life versus waiting until later on when all of the negative consequences have already built up, or it's just harder later on in life because there's more responsibilities and circumstances that are outside of your control that make it harder to build up those habits. So
100%. Like set the stage. And I always say too, like when I deal with people who have like functional health issues later in life, or they're really overweight, they try to lose a lot of weight. A lot of times those are just habits that have accumulated over like decades of not being in shape, not having healthy habits. So do it now. Make that a priority, no matter if you're going to school or doing anything else in your life. And these kind of tie together too. Like again, like social relationships, college, school, like it's all kind of the same stuff. Just put energy and focus and time to things that are going to help elevate you as a person and create like that base for you. And then everything else improves as a result. All right. Third question. Best food joint in town other than sushi? There's nothing better than sushi, first off.
Yeah, one sushi restaurant that we just discovered is Ichiban. And it's not just the sushi, it is also hibachi and noodles and all of this other stuff. And it's all you can eat, and it's amazing, super high quality.
The fattest fish pieces of any all you can eat by far.
Yeah.
Like such quality fish. It's crazy.
Yeah, so I know you guys said not sushi, but honestly, that place is worth checking out for everything else on the menu. And right now, so locally, we are in Rogers. Vietnamese is a huge one for us. And so Brooklyn Park has a restaurant called Tan Vi, which is super solid, Asian approved. And then Clive's is pretty good. They have solid, healthy options. And then I can always get really good food for the girls as well.
Any like grill and bar, steakhouse, usually like an Asian restaurant, depending on where you go. Those are some go-tos. We don't really go out to eat a whole lot, though, honestly. We just like our food because it makes us feel good. So we're not really like big foodies just because we never really feel good.
Maybe you guys can give us some recommendations.
Yeah, drop us some recommendations. And then we'll still probably end up eating our beef with vegetables and blueberries.
Jack, some ideas.
Is that, do you trying to drop? Okay. All right, last question. And I think this one's definitely intended for me. Are there benefits to being bald? Are there any drawbacks? Obviously not. But there's like, I'd say there's a lot of benefits. Other than looking absolutely astonishing. Like any one of my bald bearded friends, we all agree it's the most handsome look a man can have. We're not biased by any means.
It's a nice, mature look.
It's a mature look.
Yeah.
Think like Vikings. I want to call them mature, but I definitely call them badass. Right? Like Vikings. Bald, bearded look, some tats. Yeah. That's what I'm going for. But other than the fact that you save money by not having to get your hair cut regularly, the second thing is you can wear hats without any regard for your hair. Right? Because I was in college, and I've told this story before to people. Like, I used to have a great head of hair, and I like did the whole Jersey boy look. Like, I had nice, like, spiked hair. I'd get my eyebrows waxed, the whole thing. And I went to the University of Minnesota, and it was cold as hell there. Walking across campus, I don't want to wear a hat because of my hair, right? So, like, whatever effect I had by, like, having my hair all styled when I get to class, like, it'd be so cold, my nose would be, like, all snotty, my ears would be red, my cheeks would be flushed. It was a horrible look. But what you do to maintain the do, right? And then now I realize, like, that was such a bad decision. I should have just, like, worn a hat. And now I get to wear a hat and be nice and comfy and warm whenever I want. So it's a great benefit. Yeah?
And you want to tell them how you got bald?
Yeah, that's right. So long story short, I had a job that I went in with a full head of hair, and I lost it by the time I was done. And my brother, so my brother's nice head of hair, he was losing it like back in high school. And our dad's bald, so I always just make fun of him. And now he has great head of hair, and I have no fucking hair. So there's that. But it was all like one job. Stress, guys, stress kills hair. I will say that. I can do a whole nother podcast on like
will do crazy things
hair and bodybuilding and stuff, but like stress is a major thing. It get totally effed my hair, but I'll just migrate it south. I just say, my face got cold, so it just...
Yeah, stress also kept us from getting pregnant, and we'll do a whole nother podcast.
That's a whole nother thing, and we're deviating from the main topics now, but being bald is awesome. I would highly recommend it, and guys, if you're like already balding, just let it go. All right? That's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next one. If you guys have any questions, comments, drop them below, and stay tuned for the next episode of Jack Dealing in our 10 minutes.